It's absolutely revolutionising the media industry as we know. Time magazine in 2006 voted you, the user, as one of its most important people of the year. The way that the media cover stories has revolutionised massively in the last 5 years. I mean, take the July 7 bombings. The BBC received over 5,000 photos from the users because they had a platform now to interact with big media. I mean, the little person on the street is now as important, if not more important in many respects, than the journalist sitting behind the news desk. Journalism is now a two-way street. It's not just a one-way street where the journalist passes information to the user. Users actively are participating in the process of making news. So fundamentally, I think in the next 10 years, you're going to see users become more and more important to media organisations across the globe.
It's basically when people produce their own content on the internet. People write blogs, or they write comments on sites, or they even using social media like Facebook to some extent. It's used to generate
Where are you going?
I think it's very good and very bad for the media industry, depending on how they approach it. Basically, it's very helpful in supporting stories, as we've seen recently with the Cornish flooding story, where they media got a lot of information from Twitter and information posted online. But it is also a competition for traditional media, because basically you can get the news from blogs, or internet sites, or anything else like that. So I mean, the traditional media needs to integrate it into their business, basically, in order to be successful, to continue being successful. Because newspaper sales are dropping rapidly, as you probably know.
What it really means is users, people who do visit a lot of sites online, creating their own news or leaving comments on other news stories, and really, because it says it all in the title user-generated, it's all about their input, them playing a real role in online news. Well, that's the problem with the title user-generated content. It assumes that it is something that a lot of people do, and I don't want to kind of lower the tone or lessen what we're talking about, because it is important. But at the same time, most online users, most people who go on sites, they don't leave comments. They will just read the material. They'll browse. They're described as lurkers by people who know a lot about user-generated content, and so that's 90% of online traffic. Actually, the number of people who have blogs, who interact with other users online, who create their own news using sites like I think Newsreader, things like that, they're 1% of users, which is actually really, really low. So I think that is something that we have to bear in mind, that it's quite a niche market.